What is it that makes a sporting moment truly stick in your head? Is it the outrageous skill? The last gasp drama? Or is it the story behind it all that turns a simple game into something you tell your grandkids about? These are the moments that don't just make the news. They become part of our cultural furniture, the sort of thing that has grown adults arguing in pubs for decades. Today, we're throwing our hat in the ring and counting down the 10 most unforgettable moments in sporting history. From frankly ludicrous upsets to plays of sheer genius, these are the events that define what sport is all about. Which moments do you think have made the cut? Let the debate begin in the comments below. Number 10. Bobby Orr's flying goal. Kicking things off at number 10 is a picture that's been on more pub walls than a dartboard. Bobby Orr and his flying goal. It's May 10th, 1970, Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Finals. The Boston Bruins are in overtime against the St. Louis Blues, desperate for their first title in 29 long years. Just 40 seconds into the extra period, Bruins defenseman Bobby Orr pulls off a sublime give-and-go with Derek Sanderson. As he slots the puck home, Blues defenseman Noel Picard helpfully trips him, sending Orr soaring through the air like a ridiculously graceful superhero. That photo of Orr, arms out, frozen in mid-air, is one of the most famous sports pictures ever taken. It was the perfect, joyful end to a season where Orr had already done the impossible by being the only defenseman to ever lead the league in scoring. More than just a goal, it was a moment of pure, unscripted bliss that ended a nearly 30-year championship drought. Number 9, Leicester City's Premier League title. At number 9, we have arguably the greatest underdog story of all time. At the start of the 2015-2016 Premier League season, the bookies gave Leicester City 5,000 to 1 odds of winning the title. To put that into perspective, those were the same odds you could get for Elvis Presley being found alive and well. This was a team that had only just scraped by to avoid relegation the season before. But then, under the wonderfully charming guidance of manager Claudio Ranieri, something utterly bonkers happened. Week after week, this team of supposed misfits just kept on winning. On May 2nd, 2016, when their nearest rivals Tottenham failed to beat Chelsea, the impossible became a glorious reality. Leicester City were champions of England for the first time in their 132-year history. It was a victory for every long shot, a fairy tale that had the entire world cheering and the bookmakers weeping into their wallets. Number 8. Brandi Chastain's World Cup winner, our number 8 spot, goes to a celebration that would change the face of women's sport forever. Picture it. July 10th, 1999, a sold-out Rose Bowl, and the USA is facing China in the Women's World Cup final. After 120 minutes of tense, scoreless football, it all comes down to the lottery of a penalty shootout. With the shootout balanced on a knife edge at 4-4, the hopes of a nation fell squarely on the shoulders of defender Brandi Chastain. Having missed a penalty against China just months earlier, the pressure was immense. She stepped up, smashed the ball with her left foot, and won the World Cup. But it was what she did next that became immortal. She ripped off her jersey, dropping to her knees in her sports bra, flexing in a raw explosion of triumph and relief. That image became a powerful symbol of female strength and empowerment, inspiring a whole new generation. Number 7. Michael Jordan's flu game. Coming in at number 7 is a performance that perfectly sums up the sheer, bloody-minded willpower of the greatest basketball player of all time. It was Game 5 of the 1997 NBA Finals, with the series between the Chicago Bulls and Utah Jazz tied 2-2. The night before, Michael Jordan was diagnosed with what was officially a stomach virus, leaving him with a raging fever and flu symptoms. Most of us would call in sick for a paper cut. But this was Michael Jordan, and this was the finals. Despite looking visibly ill, Jordan dragged himself onto the court. He then proceeded to play for 44 minutes and scored 38 points, carrying the Bulls to a vital 90-88 victory. The iconic image is of a completely drained Jordan collapsing into Scottie Pippen's arms. The flu game wasn't just a win, it was a legendary lesson in what it means to be truly great, even when you're feeling anything but. Number 6. The Philly Special. At number 6, we have a trick play so audacious, so wonderfully daft, it will be talked about as long as the Super Bowl exists. In Super Bowl LA2, the Philadelphia Eagles were the underdogs against the New England Patriots dynasty. Late in the second quarter, facing a 4th and goal, a sensible team would kick a field goal. The Eagles were not feeling sensible. What they did next was pure unadulterated genius. Quarterback Nick Foles moved out of position. The ball was snapped to the running back, who then pitched it to tight end Trey Burton. Burton, who played quarterback in college, then lobbed a perfect pass to a wide-open Nick Foles in the end zone for a touchdown. The play, now known as the Philly Special, was the sort of plan you draw in the dirt as a kid. It was the defining moment in the Eagles' 41-33 victory, earning them their first ever Super Bowl title with a legendary display of sheer cheek. Number 5. Kirk Gibson's walk-off home run. Number 5 is a moment of pure Hollywood nonsense that still gives you goosebumps. It was Game 1 of the 1988 World Series. The Los Angeles Dodgers were the underdogs against the mighty Oakland Athletics. The Dodgers' best player, Kirk Gibson, was so badly injured with 2 dodgy legs that he wasn't even in the lineup. But with the Dodgers down 4-3 in the bottom of the 9th, with 2 outs, manager Tommy Lasorda took a punt and sent his injured hero in to pinch hit. Gibson hobbled up to the plate to face the A's' fearsome closer, Dennis Eckersley. After a tense battle, Gibson swung with everything he had at a backdoor slider, launching the ball into the right field stands for a walk-off home run. The sight of Gibson pumping his fist as he limped around the bases is one of baseball's most powerful images of defying the odds. CTA right. We're heading into the big leagues now. The top 4 moments that are simply legendary. If you're enjoying this little trip down memory lane, do the decent thing and hit that subscribe button. Go on, give the bell a little ring as well, so you don't miss our next one. Now, back to the list. Number 4, the Rumble in the Jungle. At number 4, we have a fight that was so much more than a boxing match. It was a global cultural event. In 1974, Muhammad Ali, at 32 and considered past his best, challenged the terrifyingly undefeated heavyweight champion, George Foreman, in Kinshasa, Zaire. Foreman was a wrecking machine who knocked people over for a living, and Ali was a 4-1 underdog. But what happened next was a masterclass in strategy. Ali unveiled his now famous rope-a-dope tactic, leaning back on the ropes and letting Foreman punch himself out. For round after round, Ali absorbed monstrous blows, weathering the storm. Then in the 8th round, he saw his chance. He sprang off the ropes and unleashed a lightning-fast combination that knocked the invincible Foreman out cold. Ali had reclaimed his title. The Rumble in the Jungle wasn't just a fight. It cemented Muhammad Ali's legacy as the greatest. Number 3. Tiger Woods wins the 1997 Masters. Our number 3 moment heralds the arrival of a sporting phenomenon. At the 1997 Masters, a 21-year-old Tiger Woods didn't just win, he completely changed the game of golf. After a slightly wobbly start, Woods clicked into gear and proceeded to dismantle the famously difficult Augusta National Course like no one before him. He finished the tournament at 18 under par, winning by a frankly absurd 12 strokes, the largest margin of victory in the tournament's history. He was the youngest ever winner and the first non-white player to wear the famous green jacket. His victory didn't just break records, It shattered cultural barriers and inspired a whole new generation of fans. That emotional hug with his father, Earl, after the final putt remains one of sport's most genuinely moving moments. Number 2. Usain Bolt's 9.58 second 100-meter dash. Taking the silver medal is the moment a human being decided to have a little laugh at the laws of physics. At the 2009 World Championships in Berlin, everyone knew Usain Bolt was fast. But what he did that night was simply on another planet. He exploded from the blocks, and to be honest, made the rest of the world's fastest men look like they were running in slow motion. When he crossed the line, the clock stopped at 9:58 seconds. He hadn't just broken his own world record, he had obliterated it, posting a time that experts thought was decades away. This is widely seen as one of the greatest athletic achievements in history. Bolt's blend of unbelievable speed and cheeky showmanship made him a global icon, and that 9.58 second run is the undisputed peak of human sprinting. Number 1. The miracle on ice. And at number 1, a moment that went way beyond sport to become a piece of American history. The miracle on ice. At the 1980 Winter Olympics, the US men's hockey team, a ragtag bunch of college kids and amateurs, were pitted against the Soviet Union. The Soviet team wasn't just a team. They were a professional, state-funded machine that had dominated world hockey for decades, winning the last 4 Olympic gold medals. With the Cold War at its height, the game took on huge symbolic weight. The US team were massive underdogs. But in an incredible display of heart, the young Americans refused to be intimidated. They battled back from behind in the third period, and with 10 minutes to go, Captain Mike Eruzione scored to put them ahead. As the final seconds ticked down, announcer Al Michaels delivered his immortal line. "Do you believe in miracles?" Yes! The US clung on for a 4-3 win, one of the greatest upsets ever. They went on to win gold, but it was beating the Soviets that became a moment of pure, unadulterated hope and belief for a nation. And there you have it. Our definitive, completely unarguable ranking of the top 10 moments in sports. Of course, a list like this is made for arguments. We had to leave out some absolute blinders, like David Tyree's helmet catch, Kawhi Leonard's buzzer beater, and Carly Lloyd's hat trick from the halfway line. So what do you think? Did we get it right, or have we had a shocker? Let us know what we've criminally overlooked in the comments below. We'll be in there, ready for a good old-fashioned debate. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. We'll see you next time.